another banger, and today EA just dropped some more news for Road to Glory and overall presentation in College Football 26. Y'all already know what time it is. Let's hop into it. All right, but I'm straight into this thing. So today EA went ahead and dropped some more College Football 26 news. Obviously the game is dropping in 2 damn weeks, so EA gotta get any shit and start dropping some some news on this. So yes, today we got the presentation deep dive, and it's basically going over a lot of just the presentation, and like I said, even some Road to Glory news in here also. So tomorrow they will be also doing the Dynasty deep dive. I know a lot of y'all boys, about everybody and their mama, is waiting for that Dynasty deep dive. That's gonna be tomorrow in the morning, so they'll be dropping the trailer and all that. I will make sure to cover it, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Now after that, after Tuesday, I have no clue what the hell is EA is doing. I'm not gonna lie. After Tuesday, we have no clue whether we're getting the Road to Glory deep dive, whether we'll be getting like other deep dives after that. I know they also still have to do like their ratings reveal, because they have not revealed any ratings in the game yet. So I have no clue what they're gonna do after Tuesday. I also said because they're also supposed to be getting like early access to like content creators starting like Wednesday or Thursday. So people like MMG, people like QJB, shout to Unk, they be having like a lot of those guys start dropping gameplay on the actual game. Yes, they'll actually be dropping gameplay of, like I said, College Football 26 starting like Wednesday, Thursday. So I have no clue if we're getting like an actual Road to Glory deep dive. I have no clue actually, but obviously if we do, I will obviously cover it here on the video. So like I said, make sure you guys are tapped in, make sure you guys subscribe and have that notification bell on, because hopefully we do get it sometime this week, because I think next week is going to be all ratings. I think next week for college football is going to be literally just ratings week, where they go like, top ranked teams, top ranked players, all that type of stuff. I think that's all going to be next week. So hopefully we get Road to Glory deep dive this week. So now let's go hop straight into this blog that they dropped today. They did not drop a trailer for the blog, which is a little bit surprising, but I'm also not super surprised either. So like I said, when they're gonna drop this blog, I will have a link to the blog in the description or in the comments. So if you guys want to read the whole damn blog for yourself, because I know damn well I'm not. So if you guys want to read the whole thing for yourselves, I'll go ahead, like I said, drop it in the comments. So I just want to go ahead and just run through some of like the big notable things I did see out here. First thing they're going to talk about is going to be dynamic lighting. So I talked about this in another video, in a previous video. Yes, dynamic lighting is in this game. Thank you, God, because it's something that was basically just missing completely from College Football 25. And yes, it is in College Football 26. So it says right here on the blog, dynamic time of day, a game changer. In-game lighting is a key part to making a visually stunning game. We've made major improvements in this area for College Football 26. Improved lighting system boosts the realism of every scene, from the pre-game warm-ups to the post-game celebrations. One of the most requested features last year was dynamic time of day. Now, as you're playing the game, you will notice a change in lighting from quarter to quarter. You could start a late afternoon game. Then it will now be dark before the finish. Also say there's a regional time of day, so at 6 p.m. kickoff at Chestnut Hill will look different from a 6 p.m. kickoff in Austin, reflecting each location's unique lighting. Also says right here, seasonal time of day. Games in November will get darker sooner than those in September, adding a realism tied to the time of year. For example, a game that starts at 3:30 p.m. in Happy Valley in September will have the sun up. So just reading that right there, this is gonna be insanely good for this game. Like, this is actually gonna change the game and make it just feel more alive and real, way more than it did last year. And honestly, even in Madden, we've had dynamic lighting in Madden, because you could start a game in Madden and it end at nighttime. That's been a thing in Madden, but not to this extent also. So like the fact that there's regional and seasonal dynamic lighting also is going to be a huge W for this game. Next, they're going to talk about all the blogs. It'll be basically the runouts and how the presentation will be in the pregame. So they basically have new runouts. It's going to be basically 4 type of runouts essentially. So the first one is going to be the new epic runouts. Now, usually last year, y'all would have seen, just the normal old, same kind of runouts for every single team and kind of like every single type of game. Now the epic runouts is going to be like their biggest one, where it has, the light shows and like drone shots, and it's like for like the prime time, big old hyped up games. Those are gonna be the epic runouts. So now those big games that are gonna be like on prime time and stuff against 2 really good teams, it's gonna feel like it's a lot more alive and has a lot more context behind the game, when like I said, the pregame is all like hyped up with a whole bunch of stuff going on, a whole bunch of fireworks, all that type of stuff. Is gonna be like a huge kind of like presentation basically. It does say right here that teams with light shows will be Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Nebraska, South Carolina, Tennessee, NC State, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Texas State, UCF, Boston College, Notre Dame, Rutgers, and UCLA. Each live show is tailored to reflect the school's traditions and stadium vibes. Next type of runout is gonna be the traditional standard runout, and that's just basically gonna be what we seen last year with all like the standard traditional mascot tradition runouts. Yes, that's essentially what the traditional runouts are, and basically they made them a lot more better this year. They recaptured them, redid the motion capture with them, and basically they just look a lot better this year, and they're not as just cookie cutter from last year. But like I said, these are like the standard traditional ones that you'll see in like a game-to-game aspect basically. Then the third type of pregame runout is gonna be the quick runouts, which is obviously for the online head-to-head. So for anybody who does play, you know, Road to College Football Playoffs, you know, all that type of stuff, these are gonna be like the quick runouts. They also will appear for Dynasty Mode and unranked CPU opponents at home. So yes, there will be like a quick runout just for like the quick streamline, like speedy kind of runouts where you don't wanna, you know, take a lot of time up. And then for the fourth and final type of runout, boys, we got the Road to Glory runouts. I know a lot of y'all boys finna be excited for this. Road to Glory runouts are specifically designed for the Road to Glory experience, offering a more personal view where you are actually in the runout from tunnel to running across the field. Unlike other runouts, the Road to Glory runout secrets uses a player-controlled camera that gives you a perspective of your athlete. Use the right stick to look around in the tunnel and up at the fireworks blasting off along the top of the press box as you hear 80 to 100,000 fans screaming for you. This change highlights the individual journey of your Road to Glory character, making the pregame experience feel personal and unique. Whether you're stepping on the field for your first college game or leading your team into a championship, Road to Glory runouts show the personal stakes and emotion of your journey. I mean, holy shit. This is probably one of the best things I've seen them do, especially for Road to Glory. This is something that I love to see them do because usually when we see, you know, EA just talk about presentation, normally they don't really tailor it for the career mode or Road to Glory aspect of the game. And finally, they're actually doing that. Now the career mode or Road to Glory aspect of the game finally gets some of this presentation, and this is something they absolutely needed to do, bruh. I know it's not like the most game-changing thing ever, but it's still 100% that they need to do. And like I said, it gives the career mode aspect some presentation part of this, and that's something that I love to see. The fact you can like look around in the tunnel is so fire to me. I know a lot of y'all boys are gonna love it. A lot of y'all boys like the presentation aspect of these games, and this is gonna be something, like I said, really good for the Road to Glory and just career mode aspect of the game. Love to see this huge W on EA's part. Next up, let's go talk about mascots. So yes, they are adding a bunch of new mascots to this game. Finna go ahead and run down the list and let me know, did y'all favorite team get a mascot added this year? Let's go ahead and run down the list. Here we go. We got Utah, Iowa, Arkansas, Duke, Kansas and Kansas State, Mississippi State, Boise State, Boston College, Louisville, Pittsburgh, SMU, Army and Navy, NC State, Ohio, East Carolina, South Florida, Northwestern, Washington State and Oregon State, Rutgers, Kentucky, Missouri, Air Force, Arizona, Baylor, Cincinnati, Iowa State, Texas State, Akron, Bowling Green, Wyoming, Colorado State, Coastal Carolina, and then yes, the Pop-Tarts Bowl mascot also did get added. So yes, that goddamn Pop-Tart is finally in the game. Huge W on EA. I know a lot of y'all boys are active for certain mascots in the game. And yes, they just added a bunch of them. One mascot I would still love them to see and will still love them to put into the game. And yes, they will be doing the post-launch also. So if you did not hear your favorite team, you know, get their mascot added. They will be adding some post-launch. I would love to see ODU's Big Blue mascot in the game. I'm from VA, so I would love to see their mascot in the game too. Next up on the blog, they go and talk about some unfinished business regarding player likeness. So next up on the blog, they go and talk about some player likeness. So they're going to say right here, this year we built on that success of player likeness by refining our pipelines and improving the detail of both returning and new players. We also expanded this pipeline to include coaches and secondary characters, ensuring that the faces of College Football 26 feel real and significant. Huge W here. So also says right here, player authenticity, a new standard. One main focus area this year was improving in player authenticity. In College Football 25, we established a strong base of player likeness variations, For College Football 26, we improved fidelity for all player heads with the newly upgraded machine learning based pipeline. Also says right here, expanded player body types. So yes, there are new player body types. We talked about this like 2 videos ago. There's gonna be like basically 5 different type of player types, which is I think it's lean, it is heavy, standard, I want to say. I think it's like one is like skinny, and then another one's like muscular. Yeah, muscular. So it's about 5 different type of player types this year, which is something that they needed to do. Thank God. Because last year we had quarterbacks out there that were big as shit with some little ass arms. So yes, this year we actually have some lean body types. So a lot of those quarterbacks that you like that looked kind of weird last year will now have that lean body type. So now they actually will look good. And then they also did kind of like update the flag jacket on a lot of those quarterbacks and stuff to where, like I said, the body type actually matches like how their pads kind of fit. So yes, the body types and just how they kind of like change this is a huge W. Then we're going to talk about uniforms, which I know a lot of y'all boys do care about. It says right here, uniforms, a fresh look for every team. Uniforms are a key to college football's identity, showcasing the pride and uniqueness of each program. In College Football 26, we've made significant progress in expanding and updating uniform options and ensuring that every team in every mode looks their best on the field. And they actually show a screenshot of Boston College's New Balance kind of like unis. So yes, those New Balance unis that Boston College just picked up will be in the game, and the New Balance gear will also be in the game also, which is super fire. We're on the topic of uniforms. We also got some more news for Road to Glory, boys. So it says right here, high school team uniforms. This year we introduced a mix of classic and modern styles for high school teams. These designs will be unique to each high school, so whether you prefer traditional designs or modern looks, these uniforms will capture the essence of high school football. Players can also import custom teams from Team Builder for even more personalization. So yes, boys, essentially what they just said was, if you play Road to Glory, you'll be able to import your high school football team into Road to Glory, boys. Yes, you heard me right. You'll be able to import your team. So if if you're in New Jersey, you play for this team. If you're in Virginia, you play for this team. You can actually import your high school teams. If they're obviously on the Team Builder site, you can import them into Road to Glory and then use them as the high school team, which is once again a humongous W. EA cooked with this one. I'm so glad, even though the high school experience isn't going to be like 2 full seasons and you played every single game, but the fact that you can actually import these teams and make it a little more customizable in this area is a huge W. Then next up, we're going to talk about the head coaches. So yes, we already knew this. For the first time, we will have the added real coaches in the game, totaling over 300 likenesses in College Football 26. This includes head coaches and a large amount of real offensive and defensive coordinators across the teams. Huge W. Also, love to see this from them. Hopefully they do add some more throughout the year, or like I said, they keep building upon this. Because yeah, over 300 is fucking insane, honestly. Then they also talk about the student crowd and the secondary characters. So y'all know how, in College Football 25, when y'all play the game, and they would kind of like, have those scenes where they like show the crowd and stuff, and it would damn near always be the same freaking people. Yes, they're actually adding more players or adding more heads this time. So it says right here, 1,700 new heads for secondary players. We created a wide variety of new heads to ensure the crowd feels as lively and diverse as the players on the field. Huge W right here. I mean, huge, huge, huge. I think playing College Football 25, I have almost like 500 hours, like in a crazy amount of hours in that game. And I would always see the same type of people always on the sideline or in the crowd. So the fact that they added 1,700 new heads is a huge W. Just, like I said, it's making it feel like you're playing at different places or different stadiums, because it's not always the same damn crowd every single time. So this is huge. Also, talking about some audio and commentary stuff. Basically, commentary is getting a huge improvement in this game. So right here, let's start with commentary. We're excited to bring back our 2 commentary teams from College Football 25 for College Football 26. Combined with our teams, we've spent over 200 additional hours in the booth and recorded 15,000 new lines to build on their initial initial College Football 2025 content. And then last thing we're gonna talk about on the blog is gonna be the crowds and the chants. It says right here, one of the big focal points of the audio experience this year was to push our crowd chants even more. So we even recorded an additional 160 chants to feature in our game this year and across all modes. Yes, even in high school for Road to Glory, there will be chants for their teams. So that is fucking crazy. And for anybody wondering, yes, there is a new scoreboard or score bug in the game. Yes, it looks a lot better than last year. And it also says right here, presentation is not all about visuals and sound, but also about how the flow of the game and all the awesome broadcast banners and PIP information panels in the play cross screen. We have refreshed the game with a new style and all new broadcast banners throughout the game from the first time you enter the field to in between quarters and the halftime stat updates. Entering the field, you can trigger a large variety of different information from game to game, such as comparing top players between the team, a lineup view of the defensive lineup, and a crew of top talented running backs, comparing the quarterbacks against each other, or even featuring the top team's impact players of the game. So yes, the score bug and like how they have like different type of, you know, like basis graphics on the screen and stuff. It looks a lot better this year also. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything. Let me know in the comments below. But that's it for the video, boys. Let me know y'all thoughts on the presentation deep dive. And obviously we'll be back tomorrow for the Dynasty deep dive also. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for more bangers just like this one. And until next time, peace.